Hi there, I'm Andrea Reichert. I'm curator at the Manitoba Crafts Museum and Library. Welcome to the video presentation of our samplers from the MCML Collection exhibit, which is on exhibit here at the C2 Centre for Craft from March until December of this year. Samplers were originally created by embroiderers and other craftspeople to practice and record stitches and techniques. The etymology of sampler is actually from the Old French, exemplaire, and Latin, exemplum, meaning pattern or example, and early samplers were just that. Embroiderers would learn stitches and practice them on one piece of fabric, which would then serve as a way for her to remember and recreate them on an actual finished piece. This made samplers essential in the times before widespread literacy and the availability of printed books. Unfortunately, we don't have any of these really old samplers in our collection or in the exhibit. By the 19th century, samplers had evolved largely into a school activity. These school samplers, always worked by young girls, commonly included the name of the stitcher, often the date, age, and sometimes the school or the community name. They usually include at least one alphabet and number series, and in some cases several versions of different fonts in different sizes, both upper and lower case. Often samplers included Bible verses. There are many common motifs on samplers, including birds, trees, animals, baskets, houses, and human figures, and almost all include a border of some kind. Educational samplers served a number of purposes. Girls were able to learn important stitching skills, including monogramming, and they also learned alphabets and numbers and reinforced biblical teaching. It became an important symbol of skill and achievement. The next section of the exhibit is about 5 samplers which were damaged in a water main break in 1998. The dyes ran and we were unable to remove the stains. 4 stitchers wondered what they might look like if they were brand new, and this launched a 5-year project to reproduce them. The first step was charting the patterns. They quickly discovered that there were many inconsistencies and errors in the original samplers. Some opted to chart exactly like the originals, and some opted to fix the mistakes. The charts were then computerized to make the stitching easier. Research was undertaken to determine the original materials for the fabrics and the threads, and then to source similar materials to use in the repros. This proved difficult, and some products available in the early 1800s just weren't available at the turn of the 21st century. Once they had the patterns and the materials, the stitching began. The embroiderers included Vera Denisset, Dot Fromm, Suzanne Sulkers, and Louise van Buckenhout, who all completed their finished reproduction samplers by 2003. If you would like to try your hand at stitching samplers, the patterns for all these are available in the C2 shop. Samplers aren't just the work of embroiderers. The Manitoba Crafts Museum and Library has samplers that include crochet, rug hooking, weaving, tailoring, and smocking. The purpose was the same though, to practice the techniques and to preserve the memory for the future. We also have 3 larger samplers on exhibit. Worked in the 1940s by members of the Crafts Guild of Manitoba, the Manitoba Sampler was not meant as a teaching tool. Rather, it was part of a Canada-wide initiative of the Canadian Handicrafts Guild to produce a sampler for each province. Each provincial guild was supplied with a piece of fabric, but the ladies of the Manitoba Guild, in true Manitoba fashion, decided to do their own thing and wove the fabric themselves. The sampler was designed by Manitoba artist Eric Bergman and stitched by a variety of women at the Crafts Guild of Manitoba. It includes a map of the province with various Manitoba animals, buildings, and human activities depicted. The bottom corner features all the provincial wildflowers, and the left side includes various trees in Manitoba. A traveling show displayed 7 of these samplers. This sampler was inspired by the Manitoba sampler, but made just a few years after. Marie Gemmel was a public health nurse from 1921 to 1948, traveling around the province to deliver various health services for almost 3 decades. She worked the sampler after she retired, and obviously after she saw the Manitoba sampler, taking significant portions directly from the Manitoba sampler, but adding her own motifs, including scenes from her own memories, an homage to the many children she delivered, the steering wheel of her car, the printing tools used to publish the public health newsletter. The final sampler is unique in that the backing is a type of punch paper rather than fabric, with regularly spaced holes. This sampler also has multiple names included, likely a family tree of sorts. So I hope you enjoyed that video presentation of our exhibit. If you'd like to see it in person, it's here until December of 2021 in the Heritage Gallery here at the C2 Centre for Craft. Thanks for watching.